morning, everybody. I toast to you and all you do. I hope you're having a fantastic morning. Many blessings. And today let's talk a little bit about blessings and magic and curses and what led you to this practice. So first, I just want to clear a little something up. There are a lot of people out there who feel like if you're a pagan, you have to do magic, or if you do magic, then you're a pagan. And those two things are not intertwined. I think that's a big misconception. I've met a ton of Christian witches, angel healers, even in like the Jewish faith there are healers. The Catholics have healers. There are healers and magicians and witches, wizards, whatever words you want to put on them. There's so many labels. People get all bent out of shape. A warlock is a bad person and a wizard is a good person and a blah blah blah. No, they're just names. Just like Tom, Dick, and Jane. They're all just names. If you choose to call yourself by that name, then so be it. But not all. You don't have to have. It's not like love and marriage, pagan and witchcraft. They're not the same. Okay. Now I'm gonna just have that song stuck in my head. So to all of you out there, I hope that you also have that stuck in your head all day today too, and it makes you laugh every time your brain goes love and marriage, go together like horse and carriage. Alright, anyways. Yep, it's one of those days. It's Monday. Anyways, let's talk about what led you to your magical path. Do you even practice magic? You don't have to. If you're a pagan and you're like, I don't know how to include magic in my practice, then don't. Just be pagan. Honor the natural cycle. I will go years without doing magic because I don't feel like magic is something that has to be done every day. I see the magic in nature all the time around me. I don't need to recreate that trying to force things. Magic for me is used when I need it. So recently when I had all of these change and my whole world got turned around, I did a little magic to help me find my way, to help protect me, to help move me forward. When I was pregnant with my babies, I did magic to protect my pregnancy and whatnot. I have a rune written on my car for good travel. Not where you can see it though, it's in the dust in the back. And I want to go through and create a picture montage. Because I've seen other cars like that where they just in the dirt of their car put a rune. I think that's awesome. So I just want to take pictures. Share it with the world like I'm not alone. Anyways. Good morning, Mia. She says, it's cold and I'm hungry. So, back to the question at hand. Why do you do magic? What makes you want to do magic? What are you doing magic for? I'm not one. When I started my practice, I really did. I memorized the Witch's Creed like a good Girl Scout. What Girl Scout? I don't know what Girl Scout is, 3 fingers. Like a good Girl Scout does, and I said it every day, and I practiced it, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. And it's a cute poem, and I think that it's a great place to start, and it really opens up the conversation for morals and what you can and cannot do and should and shouldn't do and whatnot. And now that I have not looked at the Witch's Creed in a long time, I probably couldn't say it. Let's see. Ever mind the rule of 3, what thee sends out comes back to thee. In perfect love and perfect trust. Do as I will and harm ye none. Whatever. No, see, I didn't even do it right. I'm sure that there's whatever. You get the gist of it. That's the rules, though. So don't harm other people. Marry me, marry me part. That kind of thing. You do magic with an open heart kind of thing. That's not it though. Whatever, it's really not that big of a deal. The notion behind it is that you don't do magic for personal gain. You don't do magic to hurt other people. You don't do magic unless you know. She's just not going to stop. It's like every time I start talking, she's going to start barking. I know, Mia. If I could feed you and let you in the house, I would. Totally lost my train. Oh, yeah, the rule of 3. So this is like a great place for beginners because it teaches you to do, your magic from pure heart and pure intent and for pure purposes. And that just makes me think of, Galinda from Galinda from the Good Witch. And that's great. And I really encourage people to send out light and love and warm, fuzzy thoughts and encourage that energy because that's beautiful. But you also have to realize that that's not natural. Nothing in nature is all positive and warm feelings and fuzziness and like, oh. And that it gets really hard, like as you go through life, to be like, I never do magic for personal gain. I never do magic to hurt other people. I never do magic that's going to affect other people. I remember at one point in my practice, I was so consumed by this that like I would sit and think for hours and hours and meditate and ponder and write down and be like, okay, who is this? If I do this spell for prosperity to help me pay these bills, because I really need to pay my bills, if I do this spell, who is it going to hurt? How is it going to affect other people's free will? How is this going to come back at me in a negative way? And what is the most objective way that I can ask? So I just ended up praying a lot, which was great for my prayer. I love praying. I think it's like passive magic. You send it out, you open up the idea, you open up the line of conversation when you begin to pray, and so you're doing magic that way. And so that was it's like about how I circumvented all the, I can't do personal gain or heal, because to me, so then I got to a point in my practice where, I was talking to other people, and they're like, well, you can't take care of other people if you can't take care of yourself. I also had a bunch of people who took advantage because, you're like, well, I don't charge to do tarot readings, but I always accept gifts and donations. And one of my favorite speeches ever, at a pagan pride, he says, I don't need any more magical rocks. And when I talk to William now about that speech, he's like, that was not the only purpose of that speech. I'm like, yeah, but that really sunk in with me. When we're doing our practice and we say, well, I can't accept anything for this, or I can't charge for this. I can't tell you what to give me, but you can give me something. It just creates this weird pile of magic rocks. I got random crap from people, mostly rocks. Pagans love rocks. So everybody's got rocks. They're like, I got this cool rock or whatever, and And I just stopped doing readings and such because I was like, this isn't worth it. It takes so much energy and time for me to sit down and do this reading, and then they don't pay you. There's no appreciation coming back. So then it's like this one side, and then you are just giving and giving and giving. And people were like, hey, you can't take care of the community if you're not taking care of yourself. You can't give with an empty cup is the new one I heard recently, which was just like, that's great. It's very true. If my cup is empty, how can I help other people? See, I'm telling you, every time I start talking, Mia's like, hey, I hear you. Send me the most obnoxious video. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm not re-recording it because this is the way we roll. And if I don't do it like this, then it won't get done. So, anyways, she's so funny. So then I just kind of stopped doing magic and just praying, and then I started expanding my research and looking into different cultures and their cultural practices and how they use magic and where it's just so different when you go to other places and other cultures and you talk to people who are from, like Latin America or Africa or, other indigenous people. It's just different. So I'm talking to them and doing more research and growing in my practice. I just got to this point where I was like, hey, magic is magic, and you do magic when you need to. And just like any action that you take, there are consequences. So when I get up in the morning and I leave my house, everything that I do affects the people around me, whether I want to think it does or not. Right now, the neighbors not coming out to take care of their dog, even though they don't think that affects anybody but them, definitely affecting me and all you people. They're reaching people around the world and they didn't even know it. So, everything that you do. So, if we lived our life by the golden or by the witch's creed, what ye send out comes back to thee. Like you would be so mindful of every action that you took. It wouldn't just be in magic. It would be all the time, every day, and everything that you do. And that's what you should be doing, anyways. You should be living your life in a way in which your energy is affecting the world around you in a positive manner. And that's just because we want a happy world. And it's not perfect all the time, whatever. But that's the way that you should try to interact with your world. That brings you positivity, that brings them positivity, that brings the earth positivity. And if everybody acted like that, we would all be in a much happier place. We wouldn't have racist jerk faces who are lighting stuff on fire. So, when you are choosing to do magic, think, well, now that you've come to this place, do you do magic? Think about why you're doing magic. And then what are your purposes of magic? Think about the spells that you've done and what their purpose was and what happened in the end. There are some things to keep in mind when you're doing magic. Be careful what you wish for. And, your energy does affect all of the energy around you. And I love these new return to sender spells. I mean, I guess they're not new. I'm sure they've been around for millions, hundreds of thousands of years or whatever. But I was just reading this morning. They're like, do a return to sender spell. And that just makes me want to chant that little preschool rhyme. I'm rubber and you're glue. Whatever you send out, bounce off me and sticks to you. That's magic right there, baby. Why are you doing a return to sender spell? Like, did somebody really hurt you so bad? Like, you don't take any responsibility for that situation? Because you got to keep in mind that that's how that's going to be. That other person is probably hurting just as much as you are. And if you do a return to sender spell, that's going to return to you too, because you are just sending that energy out there to bounce around in the world, and it's bound to come back. There's so much gray area here, and really what it comes down to is your motivations and what's motivating you to do this. Are you motivated to do a return to sender spell because your broken heart is hurting you so bad you can't survive? Are you doing a return to sender spell because you're bitter and you're upset and you're mad and you want them to suffer? Because that's not the same thing. And so your intent behind that is really going to change that. So when you're doing magic in general, you have to think about what your intent is. What is your intent in magic in the general? Like, are you just looking for the easy way out all the time? You see a lot of more experienced practitioners talk to younger practitioners, and they're like, you have to earn it. You can't, and there are a lot of people who are like, that's bogarting information, and it's really not. I mean, sometimes it is. But the purpose is that you have to experience this. You have to do this. You have to go out and try and do and be and experience. That's the purpose. And if you're constantly looking for I need a spell so that I can get this job. I need a spell so that I can get a new man. I need a spell so that I can go find new friends. I need a spell so that I can do this. I need a spell. I need a spell. I need a spell. You need to get up and go do something. And sometimes that's the magic in itself, is getting up and going and doing and being. It's important that you think about your intent, your purpose, your reason, your drive. What is motivating you to do the magic? And so that's what I challenge you today to stop and write down and to think about. What am I doing magic? Do I want to do magic? Is magic a part of my practice? What magic am I doing? And what is motivating me to do this magic? And this isn't like a you're right and you're wrong kind of thing. Because there is no right and wrong. There is just is. This just is the life that we live. I mean, yes, there is wrong and right. But I'm saying for you and your answer right now and what you're doing in your practice, This isn't a right or wrong thing, so don't feel like you're going to judge yourself based on what you're writing, or you're going to send it to me like a homework assignment. Again, these things are just for you, and you have to be honest with yourself so that you can better understand what you are doing and who you are and what's motivating you and what's driving you and what's keeping you back and all of those things. So here, what is motivating you to do magic? And really, really think about that. Be honest with yourself. Why are you doing this magic? And the more honest you are with yourself, and now it's a flock of geese. It's just one of those wordings. Next it'll be the kids and my husband. My husband's been working from home, so it's been kind of crazy. I think I said this before, we're doing the responsible thing and staying home because all his coworkers have COVID. Better safe than sorry. I told him he was Typhoid Mary. It's not funny. Okay, but it is. Anyways. No, we already had it back in February. We just don't know if we're if you can get it again and be whatever. Anyways, back to the whole magic. Journal. Take it out. Write down. Why are you doing magic? What are you doing magic for? What are you getting out of it? Why do you want, what is driving you? So, oh, they're snow geese. They're not even like local normal geese. They're magical snow geese. How special. I love it. Oh, toast to you geese and your long travels. And I toast to all of you for being here and having a great day. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you to all my new subscribers. My numbers shot up a lot because of the hag bag Trisha. I'm so bad with names. But I'm going to add her to my list of people you should go check out because I love her videos. She's great. But thank you to everybody who's come and checked it out, and thanks for being here, and I hope you stick around. And if you have a channel, let me know. I tried to go back and like all of the channels for people who I saw who liked my channel, kind of tit for tat in a good way. So if you have a channel and I didn't already like it, let me know and I'll like it, because that's what we're all here for, building a community. So I hope everybody's having a great day. Many blessings to you, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your week.